Hey loves, I'm Jennifer, and today on my channel, I'm going to be making my first ever vintage cake. I don't even know if this cake is still considered a trend or not. I do know that it is super cute and I want to try all the cute little piping that you can do on it. Hopefully this comes out just how I imagine it in my head. So this is the design that I'm going for. My kids saw me sketching and they put, "You can do it," and all these inspirational messages. Plus they told me they did the dishes, so I thought that was so sweet. But this is how my cake, I'm planning on it looking. So we're gonna see if it comes out that way. Editing Jennifer popping on. So as I was editing, I realized that my microphone went out. So all this good information I was given, all you see is my mouth moving. So let me tell you guys what I think I was saying in the video. So on the video, I was using Wilton icing colors. I got them from Walmart. I was using the color pink, and also I used buttercup yellow. Next, let me go into the piping tips that I use. I also use Wilton piping tips. I use Wilton 6B, Wilton 125, Wilton 32, which is a smaller like 6B, and also a Wilton 10. I'll have all these tips listed in the description box below for your reference. All right, let's get back to the video. Okay, first I'm starting off using a cookie cutter to mark where my icing will drape down. I just want to use it as a guide so that way my decorations look even. This cake was refrigerated, so it's kind of hard, so I have to kind of push in a little bit to make my marks. So next I'm using Wilton tip 125 to make a pattern on the bottom of my cake board. I'm using a paper towel to go ahead on and just do some practice. And you can use a paper towel, parchment paper, but I do think you should practice before piping on your cake. Now on the cake board, I'm piping with the widest tip facing upward. And I mean, you can do it a different way, but I am going to use this tip on the top, so I'm trying to give it a different look. So at the bottom, I'm using the widest portion. On the top, I'm going to flip the bag so that way the widest portion is to the outside, just to give it a different little look. Now once you apply some even pressure, you can just go with it. And if you do need to practice on a sheet, like I said, go ahead on and do that. Now I'm using my 6B type to pipe another design on top of that first layer. So what you should do is refrigerate your cake if you're gonna do a different type of design. That way that bottom, my pink layer, should have gotten hard, so that way I wouldn't risk moving it around. I didn't do that. I went directly and just started piping and it worked out, but thinking back to it, I should have stuck it in the refrigerator to kind of let it harden a little bit, so that way I know for sure my layer wouldn't be disturbed. Now this is the top. The widest portion of the tip is facing downward. Now as you pipe, you will find that your icing is gonna get a little soft because the heat from your hand. So I just try and pipe as fast as I can without melting my buttercream. But towards the end, I was noticing that the bag, like the icing consistency, was trying to change. Now, if you're still watching, go ahead on and comment vintage in the comment section to let me know that you are still with me. Also, if you need a vanilla cake from scratch recipe, go ahead on and click this link above. Now I'm starting draping down, just following those patterns that I imprinted with the cookie cutter. I'm using my Wilton 125 and it is with And I am doing it with the widest portion downward. And that's how you make sure your semicircles are even, definitely by making imprints on the cake. You can use toothpicks to mark where you want your semicircles to start and stop at, but I couldn't find my toothpicks, so I just decided to use a cookie cutter. And now sometimes I did mark it in a place where I didn't want it, but it wasn't that noticeable. So if that happens to you, then don't worry. So next I'm going in with the Wilton tip 10. So this is just an extra layer. I thought it would be very pretty. I did not mark this part with my cookie cutter. So I wish I would have marked this part because my lines I felt like were a little uneven, but still nothing to like make the cake unedible or anything. I mean, it still turned out to be a beautiful cake, but that's just why I feel like the guides are very helpful. And next I'm using my Wilton 32. So I did refrigerate the cake at this point. I just wanted to make sure I didn't disturb that yellow layer. I also have various cakes on my channel. I have a Spider-Man cake, a delicious chocolate cake that is gorgeous. So if you want to check those out, please stick around and go to that playlist. I'm just adding some more decorations. I looked at it and decided to put these little dots. I figured it would just add a little something more to the cake. Now to finish off the top, I'm going to dip some cherries into some glitter luster dust. And this was the funnest part. I mean, they just came out so sparkly and pretty. Like, I think it really topped off the cake. And plus, my kids actually loved it. Like, this was the first thing that they ate. So I just took the cherries out the cherry juice while they were still wet, and I put some luster dust in a little medicine cup, and I just dipped the cherries in there and covered them as best as I could. So I just put them on top, but I realized I needed them to be a little more secure. So I went in with some icing and just put a little dab of icing underneath them and then put them back on top. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead on and comment vintage in the comment section. Also give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because it really helps out my channel and I very much appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.